happened?
Welcome to Explosion Networks reacts to the first trailer for yesterday. Not our reaction to what actually happened yesterday in our lives, but the movie titled Yesterday, directed by Danny Boyle. Me and Ash are going to be checking the trailer. Just
Thank
say, what
God,
is
because
this?
the other one would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Very boring.
What is the synopsis for this movie, Ash?
A struggling musician realizes he's the only person on Earth who can remember the Beatles.
It's a setup. If any,
Yep.
it's a setup that makes you go, what? Like, and
Okay.
I saw the trailer was getting talked about a lot on Twitter yesterday when it was going around, and I just people keep saying it's a good trailer. But all that grabbed me is I didn't actually know that this was Danny Boyle's next movie at all. And then when I heard the synopsis, I thought it was like, I'm like, that's an intriguing setup. I don't know if it pays off, but it's if anything, it's certainly an intriguing setup for sure. So let's check out the trailer for yesterday.
This was my last gig. If it hasn't happened by now, it's like a miracle.
Miracles happen.
What happened?
Electricity flicked off all over the world.
Yesterday, Ellie bought you a present. All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
When did you write that?
I didn't write it. Paul McCartney wrote it. The Beatles.
Who?
John, Paul, George and Ringo, the Beatles. No. Stop it. Yesterday. It's one of the greatest songs ever written.
Well, it's not Coldplay. It's not Fix You.
Do you genuinely not know who the Beatles are?
Generally.
Then I'm in a really, really, really complicated situation. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
Sorry, I'm just listening to Jack's new song.
What's this one called?
Leave it be.
Let it be.
Well, rock on, Jack.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something.
Hi, we should talk. See, we pay and you write songs, and then you make a ton of money. And then we take most of it.
The one, the only Jack Mallet. We would like you to write something right now.
Something in the way she moves.
No one's ever written this many great songs. How do you do it?
Attracts me like no other lover.
Sometimes it feels like someone else has written all the songs.
Hey Jude.
I've been waiting half my life for you to wake up and love me. But I'm a school teacher and you are the world's greatest singer-songwriter.
I'm not.
Except for you are.
It's going to be the greatest album of all time.
I've got two men who claim that the songs are theirs. Let's see how this plays out, shall we?
Is it really going to be?
That's something you should know.
Please make some noise for Mr. Jack Mallet.
Oh, God.
Let me just give you this advice. Song title. Hey, Dude.
Hey Dude, are you sure? Hey Dude.
It's so much better.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's like a really smart way to go about making a movie about the Beatles without like being about them, which has been done at this point, or doing like a Mamma Mia type thing. It's more in line with the Mamma Mia thing where it's like taking there's a song and doing something else with it that isn't just like about the actual band or like the people that created the song, obviously, but it's not like Mamma Mia where it's not about the actual song, of course. But I think it's a really smart way just to take Beatles music and kind of do it in a way that's obviously a love letter to the Beatles, but not actually have them be the front runner for what's going on. And also that kind of helps in making a movie that's can present itself to a new audience, I guess, is the other smart thing about it. Yeah. What do you think?
If you're not a huge fan of the Beatles, then you can still get in.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Well, I suppose you can buy in easier because it's like, who are the Beatles? And if you don't know who the Beatles
doesn't really matter.
it's like, doesn't matter.
No, but you probably know all these songs, yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting.
Really cool, high concept film. Seems to be pretty good execution. Interesting. They went with a British Indian lead. I mean, it would have been so easy just to put a white guy in there, but
yeah.
I
actually, I think that's an interesting decision. Like, I don't want to say old studios are somewhat racist or push for white people, but we do know that's kind of the case, especially when it comes to bigger movies or something. And I feel like when you're doing a movie like this, I feel like I can't say for sure, of course, but I do feel like you go in with a pitch like this and the studio execs go, yeah, but make it famous white actor instead to help lead the charge of the movie. So it's kind of nice that it's actually not. So I was also looking because I'm like, is this based on a book or something like that? Because it seemed like something that would be based on a book that I just never heard about. But no it's a completely original concept.
Written by Richard Curtis of Love Actually, About Time, Four Weddings and Funeral Frame. So.
And story by Jack Bath, who has not done a lot, it looks like here. A bunch of TV shows that I've never actually heard of. One episode of The Simpsons, but most recently 80 episodes of The Fabulous Picture Show. Japanorama. There you go.
Okay.
Interesting. I presume it maybe was sold the story and Richard Curtis picked it up and fixed it up into did up a screenplay or something like that, I suppose is what happened.
I'm just so intrigued. How's it going to... Yeah, I definitely want to see it. Just to see how it ends. I mean,
well, I know they're teasing like the two people walking out might be like McCartney and Ringo, maybe
Lennon. Well, actually, Ringo and Paul Lennon. Paul McCartney.
Yeah, Paul McCartney is what I feel like they might have been teasing. Because I suppose maybe in this world, even though everything was zapped about the Beatles' history and from people's minds, internet, human history and all, that doesn't mean that the Beatles, like the people, didn't exist, and they might remember, you know how he remembers that they existed. Maybe the original Beatles members were on the opposite end being like, what the fuck, no one remembers us anymore type thing happening while he's happening, all this stuff happening, which sets up a funny end to the movie. But then at the same time, I feel like that's too on the nose for the, like, just plays out, like to have them show up. I'd much prefer it kind of play out without any cameos from actual Beatles members and stuff like that. I feel.
Don't look on IMDb then.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I feel my guess is that that's what happens solely because I don't feel like they would sign away all of the songs without them getting. That's where the story kind of goes, and them getting to have cameos in it. So I feel like that's somewhat a given. Really interesting movie though. Really cool trailer.
Well, they could just be in the credits because
maybe they're at the start
later.
Maybe they're at the start of the movie when he's like watching stuff about them or something like that. So who's to know? Who's to know? I feel like it's going to tackle a lot of generations and cross that generational gap and fans of the Beatles music and such, which is also quite nice because I feel like if you're a big Beatles fan, this movie is going to be great to watch because it's a love letter to the Beatles music, and you're going to see the Beatles music performed in lots of different ways, and the soundtrack's obviously going to be a whole heap of Beatles songs, so that's going to be great. And then also, if you're not even into the Beatles, it's just going to be a romantic drama musical comedy that you could probably just get into anyway from Danny Boyle and from the people who did Love Actually, and like they can promote that in the trailer. It's like from the people who did Love Actually, from the director of Slumdog Millionaire. Here's this movie, and that's an easy way to promote it. So I feel like it should be a good one for you. I'm looking forward to it.
Should be a home run.
Should be a home run. I'll give it double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up as well.
What
looking
a good
forward
year
to yesterday.
For biopics.
Yes, that's the thing.